Have you ever stepped into an elevator, felt a chill run down your spine, and couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching you, like the metal box surrounding you held a darkness that whispered your name? Tonight, we journey into the unsettling world of haunted elevators, where the line between our world and the next is thin as a wire cable. We'll explore the chilling tales of those who dared to step inside, only to find themselves trapped in a descent into terror. These are the stories of elevators that seem to have a life of their own, haunted by entities trapped between floors, forever suspended between this world and the next. Join me as we explore 3 haunted elevators going down and never coming back. Prepare yourself, because once you hear these stories, you may never look at an elevator the same way again. Deep in the heart of the city, shrouded in darkness and decay, stands the shell of what was once Mercy Memorial Hospital. Once a beacon of hope, now a decaying monument to suffering, its halls are eerily silent, save for the unsettling hum of flickering fluorescent lights, and the occasional groan of the old service elevator still running, as if waiting to transport new victims to its dark destinations. Locals whisper tales of the elevator, claiming it's haunted by the spirits of those who died within the hospital walls. Patients who succumbed to their illnesses, their souls unable to find peace. Doctors and nurses who work tirelessly, only to meet tragic ends within the very walls meant for healing. They say the elevator still operates, its metal doors sliding open and closed with a heavy, echoing clang that seems to reverberate through the empty halls like a mournful cry. But be warned, those who dare to step inside often find themselves transported not to another floor, but to another time, another dimension, where the veil between the living and the dead is thin, and whispers of the past echo through the darkness. One story tells of a group of urban explorers, their cameras rolling as they stepped into the dilapidated elevator. They selected a floor, the elevator lurched, and the doors slid shut, plunging them into darkness. The air grew heavy, the temperature plummeted, and a feeling of dread filled the small metal box. The hairs on their arms stood on end as they heard a soft whisper, right in their ears, though no one else was in the elevator with them. The voice seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere, whispering their names, their deepest fears, their darkest secrets. The group huddled together, their bravado fading as the whispers grew louder, more insistent, more menacing. Suddenly, the elevator jolted to a halt. The doors opened, but they weren't on any of the hospital's floors. They were in a hallway they'd never seen before, a long, dark corridor with flickering lights and bloodstains on the walls. Terrified, they fumbled for the buttons, desperate to escape. The elevator lurched back to life, carrying them upward. Or so they thought. When the doors finally opened again, they were back on the ground floor, but they were forever changed by what they had experienced. The abandoned hospital elevator remains a chilling reminder that some places hold on to their memories, their pain, and their victims long after they're gone. The Grand Blackwood Hotel, once a symbol of luxury and elegance, now stands as a crumbling testament to time's relentless march. Its once grand facade is now hidden behind overgrown ivy, its windows like vacant eyes staring out at the world. But within its decaying walls, a sinister secret remains. The hotel's old lift, once used to transport guests to their rooms, is now rumored to be a conduit to something far more sinister. Guests have reported strange occurrences, the lift stopping on floors that don't exist, the lights flickering ominously as if struggling to stay lit against an unseen force. Some have even claimed to have seen apparitions within the lift itself. One chilling tale tells the story of a young couple eager to spend a romantic weekend at the hotel, unaware of its dark history. They checked in late at night, the only guests in the deserted lobby. A bellhop with haunted eyes led them to the lift, his smile strained as he warned them to be careful. The couple dismissed his words as the ramblings of an old man, but as the lift ascended, a sense of unease settled over them. The air grew heavy, the temperature dropped, and the lights began to flicker. The lift shuddered to a halt, the indicator light above the door flickering between floors. The couple looked at each other, their laughter dying in their throats. Something was wrong. Suddenly, the doors slid open, revealing not a hallway, but a dark, cavernous room. The air was thick with the scent of mildew and decay, and a low, guttural growl seemed to emanate from the shadows. Terrified, the couple pressed the button for their floor, but the lift wouldn't move. It was as if something was holding it there, something unseen, but undeniably present. The growling grew louder, closer, and the couple huddled together, their hearts pounding in their chests. Just when they thought whatever lurked in the darkness was about to claim them, the lift lurched back into motion, carrying them upward at an alarming speed. The doors slammed shut, plunging them back into darkness. When the lift finally stopped again, they were back on their floor, the hallway brightly lit and seemingly normal. But the couple knew what they had experienced was real, and they would never forget their encounter with the haunted hotel lift. In the heart of the financial district, where towering skyscrapers pierce the night sky, stands the imposing structure known only as the Eldridge Building. Once a bustling hub of commerce, it now stands eerily vacant, its windows dark, its corridors silent. But within its steel and glass confines, a phantom elevator operates long after the last employees have clocked out. It moves silently between floors, its polished steel doors a reflection of the city's cold, uncaring facade. Those who work late have reported seeing the elevator move on its own, its doors opening and closing without a soul in sight. Some have even claimed to have ridden in the elevator only to find themselves transported to floors that don't exist, or to have stepped out into hallways that stretch into impossible, echoing darkness. But the most chilling tale is that of the night watchman, a grizzled old man named Silas, who had worked in the Eldridge Building for decades. He had heard the stories, dismissed them as the ramblings of tired workers, but one night he would come face to face with the truth. It was a stormy night, the wind howling outside like a banshee, the rain lashing against the windows. Silas was making his rounds, his flashlight beam cutting through the darkness when he saw it. The elevator was moving, slowly, silently, ascending to the top floor. Curiosity piqued, Silas stepped into the elevator and pressed the button for the top floor. The doors slid shut and the elevator began its ascent. As it climbed higher, the lights flickered and a cold draft seemed to seep into the car. Silas felt a chill run down his spine, a sense of unease settling over him. He had a bad feeling about this. The elevator stopped abruptly, the doors sliding open to reveal nothing. The hallway was gone, replaced by an endless black void. Silas stumbled back in horror as a cold, clammy hand reached out from the darkness, its grip like ice. He screamed, his voice echoing into the void, but no one could hear him. The hand pulled him forward, dragging him into the darkness. The next morning, Silas was gone. The only trace of him was his flashlight, found lying on the floor of the elevator, its beam still shining into the empty hallway. The phantom office elevator had claimed another victim, its hunger for souls seemingly insatiable. The abandoned hospital elevator, where the spirits of the departed linger, trapping those who dare to enter. The haunted hotel lift, transporting guests to floors that exist only in nightmare. And the phantom office elevator, claiming the souls of those who work late into the night. These are just a few of the countless stories of haunted elevators, each more chilling than the last. Are they just stories meant to frighten us in the dark? Or is there something more to these tales? Something sinister lurking just beneath the surface of our reality? The next time you step into an elevator, remember these stories. Listen closely. Do you hear a whisper? Do you feel a cold spot? You might not be alone. Like this video and subscribe to the channel for more scary stories. Sleep tight if you dare.